I grew up watching Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Batman. You name it, I was a huge fan. And that's what I used to play with my friends. We would have the masks and the swords and pretend we had superpowers. Robbie Amell. Here are 25 incredible people with real superpowers. 25. Able to withstand extreme cold temperatures, Wim Hof is the real-life Iceman. Hof holds 21 Guinness World Records, including a world record for the longest ice bath. He describes his ability to withstand extreme cold temperatures as being able to, quote, turn his own thermostat up by using his mind. 24. Kevin Richardson has become a legend worldwide for befriending wild animals such as lions, cheetahs, and hyenas. The friendship is so complete that Richardson has even been filmed walking, playing, and sleeping among these wild animals. 23. Claudio Pinto doesn't look like a superhuman at first glance, but he does have a special talent. He's able to pop his eyes out of their sockets and extend them up to 7 millimeters, which is about 95% of the eyeball. 22. Cassie Graves is a 23-year-old singer from the UK who battles a disorder that causes her sweat and breath to reek of rotting flesh. She suffers from trimethylamminuria, also known as fish odor syndrome, which is an extremely rare metabolic disorder where the body can't break down trimethylene found in certain foods such as meat and eggs. 21. How many languages do you think you can learn in your lifetime? 4? 5? Maybe 10? Foreign editor of The Times, Harold Williams, was able to speak 58 languages and is considered to be one of the most accomplished polyglots in history. 20. The Garth monks from Tibet have the impressive ability to change their body temperature using only their minds. They've been recorded as changing their temperature by as much as 8 degrees Celsius, or 46.4 degrees Fahrenheit. 19. A Malaysian man with the funny nickname King Tooth can pull a 7-coach train using a steel rope clenched in his mouth, a feat that is considered the world record for the heaviest weight pulled with teeth. 18. Also known as the Rubber Boy, Daniel Browning is the host of History Channel's Stan Lee's Superhumans and the Guinness World Record's Most Flexible Man. He is a classically trained contortionist who has used his superhuman flexibility to bring the art of contortion to new heights. 17. Stephen Wiltshire is an artist who draws and paints detailed cityscapes. However, unlike other artists, Stephen has a particular talent for drawing lifelike, accurate representations of cities by only glancing at them, whereas a normal artist would have to look at the subject repeatedly for prolonged times to fully capture details. 16. Jesus Aceves is arguably the most famous real-life werewolf, and comes from a rural Mexican family in which 24 members suffer from this rare trait to a degree. The family was saved from poverty by a circus promoter who put them to work in a freak show, and now Jesus travels the world showing off his mutation. 15. Ma Xiangong is apparently impervious to electricity. He is capable of touching live wires without feeling any pain, wires that would normally kill the majority of people, and is also able to turn on light bulbs while touching a source of electricity. 14. Shakuntala Devi was an Indian writer and was popularly known as the human computer. A child prodigy, her talents eventually earned her a place in the 1982 edition of the Guinness Book of World Records. Her mathematical abilities were so impressive that she could perform calculations that computers at that time failed to do. 13. In October 1972, the University of Stuttgart, in what was then West Germany, reported that there was a student named Veronica Sider who possessed a visual acuity 20 times better than average. They called her the girl with the supervision, and according to her own claims, she could see things at extremely long distances. 12. In Russia, it's widely believed that a young girl named Natasha Demkina can identify diseases in patients better than their physicians. How? Via her extraordinary sight. According to her, she can see through patients' bodies, which pretty much means that Natasha has X-ray vision. 11. Daniel Tammet is an autistic savant who can perform mind-boggling mathematical calculations at amazing speeds. But unlike other savants who can perform similar feats, Tammet can actually describe how he does it. He also speaks 7 languages and is even devising his own. 10. Most athletes and runners have to stop when they reach their lactate threshold, but Dean Karnassus's muscles never tire, and because of this rare ability, he can run for days and nights without sleeping or stopping. His extraordinary feats include running on a treadmill for 80 hours non-stop, which covered 350 miles, and running 50 marathons in 50 states in 50 consecutive days. 9. Isao Machi calls himself a modern-day samurai and possesses incredible sword skills. Machi has even been videotaped slicing a speeding pellet in half with his sword. 8. The Amazing Ben Underwood was diagnosed with retinal cancer at the age of 2 and had his eyes removed at age 3. He taught himself echolocation at age 5 and was able to detect the location of objects by making frequent clicking noises with his tongue. He used it to accomplish such feats as running, playing basketball, riding a bicycle, rollerblading, playing football, and skateboarding. Unfortunately, Ben died on January 19, 2009, at the age of 16, from the same cancer that took his vision. 7. Kim Peake is the real Rain Man, whose almost unimaginable powers of memory were coupled with severe disabilities, and inspired the Oscar-winning role played by Dustin Hoffman. Known as a mega savant, he had one of the most exceptional memories in recorded history. 6. There's a wide array of elastic superheroes, with Mr. Fantastic being the most famous, capable of transforming their rubbery bodies into any number of shapes. The real-world equivalent of Mr. Fantastic is Gary Turner, who can stretch and manipulate his skin in a number of extremely unsettling ways because his skin doesn't contain the right amount of collagen. 5. Norsiida is an Indonesian woman who claims that metal wires grow out of her body and have been growing for over 20 years. The metal wires, about 10 to 20 centimeters or 4 to 8 inches, had skeptics believing it was a hoax. Nevertheless, after X-rays and further analysis, they are now trying to find a reasonable scientific explanation for this phenomenon. 4. Vinyl vision is the ability to see groove patterns in vinyl recordings and correctly identify musical recordings without the benefit of identifying labels. Only one person has been recorded as having this incredible unique ability. His name is Arthur B. Lintgen, and his ability was officially recognized in 1982 by James Randi, a famous Canadian-American retired stage magician and scientific skeptic. 3. After a few days without sleep, an average human being will probably collapse, but this wasn't the case for Al Herpin, who apparently didn't sleep at all during his 94 years of life. Even though the supposed cause is unknown, some scientists believe that his sleep deprivation was linked to his mother suffering a major injury a few days prior to his birth. He's remembered even today as the man who never slept. 2. Lu Thao Lin is known as the Magnetic Man of Malaysia because of his incredible ability to stick metal objects to his body. After a detailed medical study, University Technology Malaysia lecturer Nasrul Hamaimi Mahmud claims that this extraordinary ability is probably associated with suction properties in his skin. 1. Tim Cridland is known worldwide for his demonstrations that involve pushing large skewers through his body, directly through deep muscle tissue, without feeling pain, without losing any blood, and rapidly healing. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 2 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.